Welcome back to the Nightcap as CCS Season 5 postseason tournaments continue on. North Carolina, a 3 seed from the ACC, takes on Clemson, 6th in the Atlantic Coast Conference. Round 1, one team must win and go home. Jonas, a big-time quarterfinal game, North Carolina, Clemson. Early thoughts and predictions?
Ultimately, I'm just really excited to see this one because I want to see what North Carolina have in store. This is their first season in CCS. They've been here since season 2. This is their first season where they've gone positive in conference play. Season 2 they were 2-3. Season 3 they were 3-5, and last season they were 3-4. And now they finished the season 6-2. I'm extremely excited to see what the Tar Heels have in store, but one of those 2 losses was to Clemson.
And I talked to Fanatic earlier today, who is the manager and captain of this North Carolina team. He is out tonight. They play a 4-man roster at North Carolina. He is the one sitting out of tonight's lineup, and he was not available due to some personal concerns. But again, this is a good North Carolina team. They're switching up the roster from the last time they played Clemson to try to give them a new kind of life in this series, and I don't believe North Carolina has ever won an ACC tournament game, so this could be a first for the Tar Heels.
Yeah, they have not. They're going to be their third season so far, making it to the tournament. Back in season 3, they were the 8th seed. They got swept by Florida State when that Seminoles roster was crazy. Last season, round 1, they got Clemson, and they got eliminated. Round 1 by the Tigers. Here's the thing. Clemson is 5-0 versus North Carolina all time. They're 5-0. North Carolina has never been able to get to Game 5. 4 out of those 5 wins for Clemson have been 3-1 victories.
Yeah, North Carolina, again, just hasn't had that postseason success they've been looking for. And Clemson, returning from an ACC tournament title game last season with Miami, I think they lost that ACC tournament title game as well, I believe, because Miami got the AQ. So, again, Clemson trying to go back to the tournament final, but the road starts with North Carolina and heads into Pittsburgh next week following tonight's victory, assuming that Pitt can take care of Florida State on Saturday.
Yeah, I would expect Pitt to get through just quite cleanly, but it's not going to be easy for either of these teams, having to go toe-to-toe with most likely Pitt afterwards. The Panthers, I think they were, in preseason, the number 1 expected team to come out of the ACC alongside Cal, maybe fighting for that 1-2 spot. They're sitting 7-1. They're feeling confident.
Well, the players are ready. Jonas, I think we're both ready to get this thing underway. North Carolina, Clemson, 3 versus 6. Let's get underway. The Tigers take on the Tar Heels. I'll take the Tar Heels in 5, Jonas.
Yeah, I want to see the Tar Heels win it too. Like I said, they have never been able to beat Clemson. Historically, you got to go with the Tigers, but if you're an underdog fan, your pick tonight is North Carolina.
I always love rooting for the underdogs, but technically, Clemson is a dog tonight in the fight, but seeding-wise. But skill-wise, yeah. Clemson did beat North Carolina in the regular season, and it would be considered favorites tonight. On skill-wise, but again, North Carolina, a solid season. They did defeat Pitt, so you got to give them a credit there where the credit's due.
Yeah, they handed Pitt their one and only loss of conference play. It was a 3-0 sweep in the first week of conference play. I think that is when we knew, Nation, that this North Carolina team was different this season, as Beerus snipes it bottom left. What a way to open things up.
The Tar Heels, an early start in game 1, just 38 seconds into regulation, sets up the North Carolina team for a 1-0 lead early.
Just perfectly slotted into that corner. Masao couldn't really do a thing about it. And we'll see if that kind of shooting persists throughout this series. I could absolutely see this one going the distance. But again, historically, these 2 teams have never reached Game 5 in their 5 matches played all time here in CCS. It has just always been 1-4 by Clemson. And I want to see North Carolina flip that script. They weren't able to do it in the regular season. Maybe this is a new conference tournament team that we just haven't seen yet.
Me and you both had North Carolina very, very close to the tournament. So tonight would be a pivotal step in that process of getting to the CCS championships for the first time in program history. A double there, couldn't quite find a connection, and this might be the special season for North Carolina.
Oh, Masao, what a touch from beyond the midfield, and it definitely could be. I think we are waiting anxiously as Beans puts that one off the crossbar. Pasta to Masao, flip reset attempt, blocked by Barris. Now will send it away, but I really want to see this North Carolina do something special. Since the first week of conference play, when they swept Pitt, something was different. Switch was flipped, and I want to see it happen again in the conference tournament. This is the top level here in the ACC, getting to this conference tournament, being a 3 seed, now just trying to defend that. I want to see the Tar Heels do it. I can't lie.
The ACC as a conference went 10-38 in non-conference play this season, Jonas. That they had a horrible start to establishing the ACC as a league to be scared of in postseason play. So again, these wins and how the committee views the ACC is gonna be a weak kind of a situation where what me and you think might get in might not be enough based off the conference strength. So it's gonna be a long fight tonight. And I'm expecting North Carolina to play with some prowess. You realize that they might be a favorite in seeding, but they are an underdog tonight.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing. They won themselves a 3 seed going 6-2 in conference play, but historically they are the underdog here, and they've been one of the most interesting stories to watch out of the ACC. Big bump from Masao, 50 from Pasta. He'll get it right back. What a save from Barris. It does not matter. Beans is there to send it through. Clemson will tie it up.
Clemson just before the 2-minute warning, and my goodness, what a save initially. Wasn't enough to force that one out. 2:04 to go, and we had high expectations for the ACC this spring, but those expectations were far from met after the non-conferences. We expected Cal to step up big after last season's run. We thought Pitt would be much, much better and put together. Virginia Tech came out of nowhere and it's really, really good. North Carolina's having a solid season. Clemson underperformed in terms of expectations, so I think there's a lot of stories to watch over the course of the next couple weeks.
Yeah, I think in the first 3 weeks of CCS season 5, we were really worried about the ACC. Obviously, as you mentioned, non-conference didn't go well. We expected Pitt and Cal to be kind of that 1 and 2 spot for the ACC, as they've kind of always stood near the top, and Pitt got swept by North Carolina, and we saw Cal get beaten in 5 by Syracuse. It was a little bit worrying to say the least, but they really stepped it up, as we do see Clemson take the lead here. Big demo downfield. Masao takes advantage of the open net.
I got scared when we saw Cal losing 5 to Washington State. I thought after that they might not be as good as we thought they were. And a minute 14 to go. Clemson almost a third. There it is. Masao has 2 of 6. He's 3. 1 up for Clemson.
Yeah, North Carolina had some finesse on their first goal, and Clemson have just ripped away everything. This has become a physical game very, very quickly. Masao turns one in. It was a beautiful pass middle from Pasta, and Clemson, they weren't happy about giving up that first goal. They really have responded. It's been a strong response here in game 1.
And I spoke with Mr. Repick, a community member, going into this season after the non-conference, and us looking at just how bad the ACC performed across those 2 weeks and what our expectations were moving forward and how they can reestablish themselves as a legitimate conference to take seriously. And I think we've seen a lot of these top teams improve through the course of league play, Virginia Tech being one of those teams that came out of nowhere and delivered on a high expectation. But Cal, Pitt, and Clemson all, I feel like, didn't give us as good of a showing as we thought we were going to get.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I really think they did, improve kind of as the season went on. Obviously, Pitt, they dropped their first match in conference play to North Carolina, and then they really turned it around. Ed's Tree just missing off the bar, and this one will get away from Barris somehow. The Tigers hanging on. Yeah, Pitt did do well. I mean, Cal did finish 5-3, which definitely I don't think any of us were expecting. We expected them to kind of be top 2, at least top 3. They finish as the 4 seed. We'll see how they develop through the conference tournament. Their round 1 match is versus Louisville. We'll see how they do, but this game 1 is over. Clemson take it 3-1. North Carolina got the first, but then went cold.
Yeah, I think Cal should survive Louisville not with ease it'll be a fight, but I think they come out in 3 or 4 games. But back to this one here, I mean, North Carolina, we have now an expectation to see how high of a level they can compete at. Obviously, they swept Pitt. That's a huge win. They played Cal the distance. They played good teams in deep series, and I think you have to look at it on paper and realize North Carolina is here to play this season. They've had a solid season turning around negative records in the past. Their first over 500 season in program history in CCS. But the question is it enough to play into April?
That's the big question. I mean, we'll have to see how they do in this match. We obviously have to see how they respond to the game one loss. If they're able to stick it out and fight it out, I think we may have seen enough, to give them a go. But ultimately, they got to show it. We always stress that every match counts, and that's because every match does. Every single game, every single series is considered by the committee, non-conference, conference tournament. It is all looked at, and you got to make sure you're performing on any given night.
Your whole body of work across the whole entire course of the season can depict your fate at the end of the year, and these last couple of games can be the difference between in and out for a couple of these teams trying to fight for those last few spots in the lower side of the bubble. With 30 seconds in and coming into this season tournament, so I told you my pick was Pitt and Cal in the ACC tournament title game. Well, right now both those teams might not even see the ACC tournament final.
I mean, you're doing better than me. I said Miami, and they missed the conference tournament altogether. After kind of the Cinderella run in the ACC conference tournament from Miami, winning themselves the title. You know me, I was a fan of John. That guy's very energetic. He's fun to watch. Unfortunately, Miami didn't perform as well. So you know what? You're doing better than me though. Pasta's side wall redirect attempt will clear it out of the corner. I'm just interested to see how the rest of this ACC conference tournament falls.
It's been interesting to watch. I mean, again, we saw 3 Big Ten games last night. Our first ACC quarterfinal tonight on stream, and North Carolina Clemson going head-to-head. The Tigers lead by 1 in the best of 5, but it's just game 2, very early on. But Clemson putting on a great show early.
Yeah, they really are. I mean, I think kind of the fun thing about the ACC, we have a few conferences like that. This is a beauty of a pass from Paz. Let me pause my thought. What a touch off the corner. Sends it to the corner, back to himself. Redirect middle to Masao. That is a dime to give Clemson the lead. But, we talked about the Big Ten. We talked about the Big 12, kind of being those best of the best conferences. But in terms of competition, ACC is right alongside those two in terms of depth and how you never really know who's going to come out on top when it comes to the conference tournament.
I think the ACC was rated 6th out of the 23 conferences in CCS this season. 3:08 to go, and F's Tree finds the equalizer for the Tar Heels.
Yeah, just a bit of a nice break as Masao kind of just went the wrong way. I think he tried to rotate back, kind of turned a little too far the wrong way, and it gave a bit of a freebie there for UNC, and of course they're happy to take it as it will tie things up. With still 3 minutes to go. Masao looking to get it right back for Clemson. Save is made by Barris. This one going middle. Beans top left, missing off the 90 ball from Masao is good. He's got 2 already.
Clemson 48th on the net rankings, and North Carolina 27th. So again, a quad 2 game here between these two programs. 2-1 though, back in front. It's the Clemson Tigers.
I mean, it's just so interesting to see, how this match is playing out, because on paper, this is North Carolina's series. It should be. They went 6-2. They did lose in the regular season to Clemson, but looking at the rest of their wins, this should be their matchup. And you can see Clemson is quite clearly in control, despite it, being a 1-game differential, a 1-goal differential here in game number 2. It still just feels like the Tigers are in the driver's seat.
A couple of missed opportunities here. One more in front for Aya Frock. Couldn't find a connection, and halftime now just behind us in Clemson. Able to withstand defensive pressure with ease. There's the Tigers looking for a 2-0 series advantage, putting North Carolina on their back foot with a quick give and go. And beauty in the midfield, 2-all.
Yeah, Etch Tree, this is just a great pass here. Took control. Knew Masao was going to the far side. Barris had no boost. Middle doesn't matter with a pass that good. We're all tied at 2.
2-all, 2:10 to go. As North Carolina all but even again with Clemson, and this next goal very pivotal for the Tar Heels.
Yeah, it really is. They need to be able to respond. They need to get themselves a lead here, and they really need to control from here on out. Pasta fires wide. Edge Tree will try and take it throughout the corner. Pasta gets past one, evens the 50 out towards the midfield. Barris is there. Shot on Edge Tree, lurking. Masao will clean it up with no boost. Now he's eliminated off the field. Pasta responds with the demo of his own beans. Gets past Barris. Will be sent back through the corner by Edge Tree, looking for a bump. This has kind of become a very physical looking game.
And it has, and every time North Carolina finds a demo, Clemson is quick to trade it, but Masao finds open space, 3-2. The Tigers back in front.
And Masao has got himself a Hattie. Pasta with a great 50, and Masao so quick to it. There was just no one left back for UNC, and Clemson reclaim the lead. Masao putting the team on his back in terms of offensive output. We have seen some great passes from Pasta and Beans, but Masao, he wants a fourth flip reset, takes the 50 low. It'll be Pasta next on it.
1:15 to play in game number 2. North Carolina needing to score in the next 60 seconds and some change. And right now the offense, a little lackluster as Clemson fending off well. They're putting pressure on North Carolina's offense to score. They're fighting out of the back third, which is proven to be a little bit of a problem for this Clemson defense, or North Carolina defense had struggled.
Nice couple of touches from Eye of Raw. This one missed. Barris follow-up is good, and finally North Carolina punished the third, and this was just a double commit. Out near that near post, Pasta and Beans both dove in, and Barris able to send that one through. Makes it 3-3. North Carolina doing a good job staying in pace with Clemson, but Tigers, they got game one. They do have one to spare.
Yeah, but every time North Carolina scored, Clemson was very fast to respond, so their defense has to be able to weather the storm, and North Carolina got to find a way to win this game and not have to face an 0-2 deficit on their last life of what could be their season.
Yeah, I don't think a reverse sweep is what they want to try and attain here in the series, but this is a good look for UNC. Beans with a big save. Eye of Raw did a great job creating that opportunity. Now reset opportunity, gets over one. The double is there. He's shut down off the crossbar by Beans. What a defensive effort from the Tigers. Masao, he's got a dribble, he's got a pop, he's bumped off. Things will stall out in the last 5.
One last possession here. Iron Raw over 2 has help in front. Is cleared away. Clemson will play this one alive in the orange half. Double commit be met by Edge Tree, still alive. North Carolina now electing to play this ball down to this one near the corner. It's dead in overtime. Game 2, extra time needed.
That was a great play developing for UNC. Now off the kickoff, already a shot. Pasta will make the quick save, avoids the bump. Eye of Raw, his 50 evened out. Him and Barris both go. Masao a little bit awkward. We'll try and get around in the corner, trying to escape the midfield with control. Eye of Raw boost and a 50. Beans trying to conserve that boost count. Edge Tree sneaks it by, and Pasta will finally escape for Clemson. Wall dashing to keep up. Masao, midfield, no one there. It's going to go back in the hands of the Tar Heels.
Iron Raw over 1. Masao and Pasta left alone. Will make the save on North Carolina. Trying to crash the boards again. Masao left by his lonesome. The save is made. And UNC still right back in Clemson territory to the right corner. Possible clear.
Barris, that's a big miss. Going into his own corner. Pasta with a 50. It's won by Eye of Raw. Masao immediately snaps it back downfield. Eye of Raw dodging the demo. Beans towards the back wall. Barris is there, has Edge Tree upfield, looking to deliver it to him. No, takes it over his head, but picks up a demo in the opposing corner. Masao looking to get things going back the other way. Low boost to work with. Going for the heavy touch into the crossbar. Is there a ball? Beans is there. Crossbar again. Pasta next in line. Looking for a slow play. It'll be taken out by UNC.
Clemson still in UNC territory. Iron Raw off towards the left side of the pitch is North Carolina. Now back in transition off the left wall here. Broken up by a bump. And Clemson getting really physical like you mentioned earlier. This is becoming a physical battle. And that shot will do it. Barris 1-1.
And Barris seals the deal in OT, a minute 32, and that's just not a great 50 from Pasta. He gave Eye of Raw too much time in the corner to pick up a 50, and Barris slots it top shelf. North Carolina tie up the series.
1-1 going into game 3, so maybe we get another 3-1 for Clemson as it's been in the past all 4 or 5 of these meetings. 3-1 for the Tigers.
Yeah, I want North Carolina to do it. Historically, they are the underdogs. I want to see what they have in store, but I'm not sold yet. They gotta win a second game, and I'll really be a believer. They have yet to take 2 games off of Clemson in their CCS careers. We'll see if they can do it here tonight.
And even if the Tar Heels advance and they play Pittsburgh, who they did sweep in the regular season, what do you feel their odds are in advancing to the ACC final?
I would say it's not as great as it would look on paper, but again, similarly, they've been able to do it. They've done it before. I think they can do it again. I wouldn't put them as the favorites in that matchup by any means, but you still got to believe that the possibility's there.
And it comes to best of 7 as well. When you go into that semifinal, so it's an extra game you have to, stay calm, cool, and collected and be composed for. Instead of, having 15 perfect minutes, you need 20 perfect minutes to win a best of 7. That shot wide, rebound also good. 1-0 North Carolina, a 2-0 Tar Heel run.
Yeah, this one just put wide by Aya of Rob, but it made Pasta and Beans both panic and embarrassed, able to find another. He's found the last 4 Tar Heel goals.
4-14 North Carolina now in front. We'll see how long this lead will hold. A whiff there off the kickoff. Put possession in the side of North Carolina, favoring Clemson. The first 60 off the clock. The Tar Heels, not a bad start.
I do have to ask, though, Nation, I do want to pose this question. Regardless of who makes it through, we're most likely going to see Virginia Tech in the title match. Who do you think has the best chance of taking down Virginia Tech? Because no one's been able to do it so far.
Well, there's only one team Virginia Tech has not played. That's Pittsburgh. Pitt has the physicality and the mechanics to deal with the pressure that Virginia Tech can create offensively. I think if anyone's going to be able to beat them, it's going to be Pitt. But again, Pitt still has to survive. Florida State didn't get past the winner of this, so you can't put anything past the Panthers, but that's the one team I think that can hold and compete with Virginia Tech.
I think that would be the best bet. I would have to agree with you, but we'll have to see. It's not a guarantee that Pitt will be able to meet them. It's not even a guarantee that we'll see Virginia Tech in the title match. It's just kind of the most likely scenario, but we'll see if there's going to be anyone to take them down, and there's a chance that it could be one of these 2 teams.
Heck, maybe Syracuse could pull off an upset in round 1, knock off the Hokies. If they don't do it, Cal or Louisville will get the next tick at it, and if they can't do it, then one of these bottom 4 teams, being North Carolina, Clemson, or Pittsburgh or Florida State, will get a crack at them in the ACC final. But with a tournament on the line, is Clemson still trailing 1 at the half?
I mean, Clemson lost in 4 to Virginia Tech, and North Carolina did get swept. So, I mean, we did see the Tigers get a game off of Virginia Tech. That doesn't reflect too much. That's a beauty of a shot from Masao as Barris will sweep it away to the sideline. Ball from Beans, top right, perfectly placed, and we have seen some electric Clemson offense here tonight.
That we have. It's been a fun show to watch. 2:16 to go, and that shot looked no good, but it found its way into the uprights, and 1-1, 2.5, and some change beyond that to go.
Yeah, you can't get any better placement than that, but still time left for either of these teams to really take control. Pasta reset, shut down by the Tar Heels. Eye of Raw being immediately pre-jumped by Beans. He caught it out front into the corner. It goes. Barris, again, has been that leader offensively here tonight for North Carolina. Big demo from Beans. Masao trying to lurk forward edge tree, turns immediately. Masao left by himself in a 2v1. Beans gets back, but he almost it's into the crossbar.
I thought that was in. 1:45 to go. Almost a near scare for the Clemson defense. Keeps this game tied with 100 seconds left.
I mean, we did just see him kind of rock the upper 90 on the opposing net. Maybe he just kind of wanted to knock one in on his own.
90 seconds to go here. Clemson, North Carolina, all even at 1 apiece here. As physical battle starting to get a little bit more intimate here into game 3, where series advantage is on the line going into the last 5 or 10 minutes of this one.
Yeah, I mean, winner of this game does have themselves a nice match point. Barris fakes out one, delayed 50, wins it to the backboard. It will be swept away by Beans. Eye of Ra 50s his way into the corner, gets over Masao, puts this one middle, plays it out. No one there. Edge Tree will leave it for Barris, tries to get it back to Eye of Ra. They bump each other. Masao will have the clear out for Clemson.
48 seconds to go on the clock in game number 3. Still an even battle. Ira looking for a double. Will not find a connection. Beans able to break that one up for now. Just over 30 to go. North Carolina still treading in Clemson territory, trying to find that last opportunity to close regulation.
Big clear out. Pasta extends it sidewall. Double didn't have enough boost to get back to it. This one goes by 2. Ivor looking for Edge Tree. Beans comes crashing in through the corner. It will be again taken away by Eye of Ra. Pasta retreats, leaves it for Masao, but he missed the corner boost. Now is bumped off. Barris goes middle. Pasta gets it away for a moment. Eye of Ra towards the corner, wants to leave it for Barris. Now will just take it himself. Has Edge Tree middle, delivers the pass. Shot too weak. It'll be cleared away. Kept alive for a moment. Eye of Ra trying again.
Overtime in game 3 again. See if North Carolina are favored in OT this time around as well, or can Clemson take a lead 2-1? It's a kick, give and go. North Carolina 2-1.
7 seconds in, the kickoff one immediately into the UNC backboard, but Barris way upfield to Eye of Ra. He slots it bottom right, and UNC for the first time in CCS history have taken at least 2 off of Clemson.
You said 5 previous meetings?
5 previous meetings. Every single regular season matchup was 3-1.
The conference tournament game also from 2 seasons ago, 3-1?
Yes. I believe so.
Well, at least they can't lose in 4 now. They fall at 2-1 for the Tar Heels, now a game away from advancing to the ACC semifinal.
Yeah, we will indeed have to see. But this is a good look for Clemson. They got 2. They're on match point. They have a game to spare. They just need to get 1 more to advance.
You want to get the job done here. You don't want to give Clemson momentum going into game 5 with a big win in game 4. So if you're able to shut the Tigers down here in game 4, don't let them see a game 5.
Yeah, I think that would be their best bet. They know they can lose to Clemson. They've had it happen obviously in the past, even in this season. So they want to be able to get right back into it quickly. They want to keep that momentum going and have it while they got it in their hands.
30 seconds off the clock early on in game 4, and we saw kind of a stalemate for a majority of game 3, and even game 1 for about half of that first game. We saw a couple of quick goals come through. There's the first. Beans at 4:19 puts the Tigers up by 1.
Yeah, just immediate pressure here. Masao causing a little bit of chaos somehow. Just works his way through 2, and Barris couldn't get any boost going. Pinched up, and Beans knocked it down.
4:18 to go in game number 4. The Tigers lead by 1, trying to send this to game 5. A kickoff goal is good, and Aya Ross stepping up big for North Carolina tonight.
I mean, this is a 1v1 tactic here. Draw your opponent in, even if you have low boost, you just shoot it right past them on the ground. Neither of the defenders could get back to it. It's 1-1.
Nia Ross played an outstanding series tonight for the Tar Heels, Jonas, and you feel like he's kind of the man to watch for North Carolina to really get beyond this quarterfinal game and even maybe to the ACC final if he can step up this roster even more.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun to watch him kind of all over the field, offensively, defensively, but now we're not going to be seeing any of them as Masao takes him off the pitch entirely and Pasta walks it in.
Clemson right back to up by 1, 3:55 to go. A quick equalizer immediately set back to a deficit by the Clemson offense.
Yeah, I have Raw. He's just been playing great everywhere. We've seen Barris kind of be that lead goal scorer. We've seen I have Raw help a lot with those opportunities. Tree has been a solid third, has had some success offensively and defensively. It's a really nice, well-rounded UNC roster, and of course, getting themselves to the 3 seed in this ACC conference tournament. Now they're fighting for a further spot, further than they've ever gone before.
And every season we've gotten to watch North Carolina, they get better and better. So if this is going to continue, who knows how good North Carolina will be in the summer.
Yeah, I think that'll be one of the most interesting things to watch. I don't think this is a fluke. It was one of those things where wondering going into it, they went 6-2, they swept Pitt to start the season. You maybe wondered if something went wrong for Pitt, something went wrong for a couple other teams, but seeing it happen live, seeing them face off against Clemson, who's been one of the better historic teams in the ACC, you can see this trio is legit.
Well, you base it, Clemson's played in multiple ACC tournament title games, so ever since their inception in season 2. So they have experience playing deep into the ACC tournament. They know what it takes to win these close games, Jonas, and they're showing that here tonight.
Yeah, they are indeed. I mean, it has been a dogfight between both these two teams, and I believe they've played in one title game so far. I believe they finished third in the ACC. In the ACC conference tournament all the way back in season 2, if I'm not mistaken. And then, season 3 was dominated by Florida State and Syracuse. And of course, season 4 was their one title match where they got 4-1 by Miami. And I don't think anyone expected that.
Yeah, Clemson did finish third, 4-2 over NC State in that third place game to still make the tournament that season. And back in season 3, Clemson got knocked out in the first round by Virginia Tech. Now here in season 5, trying to go as far as they can go to get back to the ACC final.
Yeah, they have struggled at times, and I have Raw making sure they're just going to struggle a little bit more. Tree, a nice touch into the corner, immediately responds by putting in middle, and I have Raw dots at top shelf. We're tied 2-2.
Big one here for North Carolina. 1:46 to go. Clemson, North Carolina level. We're entering the last 2 minutes.
We'll see if they can get the job done here in game number 4, or if Clemson are going to be able to extend this series to 5, and we'll go to the final game.
1:30 to go. Clemson trying to get this game to a game 5. North Carolina trying to put the Tigers away, Jonas, but they're a tough out, and we know that from experience. And I think both these two teams could find their way into the bracket on selection weekend, but again, we're still 2.5 weeks away from that. But I expect these two teams to be playing.
I would too. I mean, they're both so solid, and Masao, I mean, just so often putting this Clemson team on his back. Pasta puts it to the sidewall, Masao immediately controls it, snipes it far side. Tree just caught, turning a little bit too quickly, and the lead back in the hands of the Tigers.
1:06 to go. North Carolina now need a goal to seal it, to get back to level, to give themselves a chance to seal the deal in game 4. But, again, Clemson playing with poise, Jonas. It's making it difficult for North Carolina to find those opportunities offensively and create those chances to get back on the score sheets, as Clemson playing much more physically here in game 4 compared to games 2 and 3.
And I think one of the biggest things here, Nation, they are playing so efficient. Clemson, they are 3 for 4 in this game. They've only missed one shot. That will make it another, as a big save up front from Tree, and the clear will be made through. But Clemson, they have been dialed in this game.
Out they have, and they've played efficient offense through a majority of this series. Even efficient defense, keeping North Carolina off the boards. 15 and some change to go, and game 4 favoring the Tigers for now. Maybe a chance here. Tree, a double attempt, no good. Drop down, no one home. Clemson will clear. North Carolina still in the boards in front of the paint here. One last chance.
And it's going to be Tree. Needs to put it away here, but it's Pasta capitalizing on that little bit of hesitation. He clears it out. We're headed to game 5.
Game 5 upcoming. Jonas, I told you earlier, North Carolina's winning this in 5. Here we go to game 5 to decide who survives and advances.
Yeah, we will have to see if if it will happen. It's definitely possible here. I mean, they've been going back and forth, but Clemson looking to respond, and everyone lost connection to the server. That is not just you. Everyone ended up falling there. Oh my goodness.
Okay, yeah, the party even died as well. That's oh, we're icing the
Well,
players before game
yeah.
5. I love that. I invited you to the party.
Yeah, try again. It says I'm still in, and it said can't join a party. You're already in.
What do I now?
So
There we go.
Rocket League is just having a. It's just been grand since this latest update. I think every RL player will tell you that.
Yeah, that's factual information there. Oh,
But
wait.
regardless,
Oh, I have it on the back out. I have it on the wrong map.
oh yeah, we gotta go to Champions Field. Can't forget that for game number 5. But I mean, we'll get back up and running shortly. But I mean, we knew this was going to be a good series, Nation. I really think we did. You know, knowing the history between these two teams, knowing what kind of season North Carolina has had, but it really has given us the best Rocket League we can see, kind of on all levels.
Yeah, I mean, again, we knew this series would be good. I mean, it's not like it's any, slouch that North Carolina or Clemson would be here in a 3-6 game competing in the ACC tournament, and we figured this would be a close series, and it's proven to be.
Yeah, and I'm just hoping that this game 5 reflects that as well. We'll have to indeed see. We'll have to see if both these teams are up to it again. Game 5, everyone back in the lobby. We're going to get everyone back on the field. Champions Field, North Carolina, Clemson, only one can remain in the conference tournament.
Game 5, Jonas, underway. North Carolina, Clemson 1. We'll go home. 1 will move on to play what we believe will be Pittsburgh in round 2.
Yeah, I would expect to see the Panthers in the semifinals to face the winner of this one, but both these teams, they are hungry for a win against Pitt, but they got to beat one another first. Beans over to the corner, trying to relieve a little bit of pressure. Masal, big clear up. Beans is there, low boost. Eye of Raw immediately in transition. Wins it to the backboard, fakes the double entry there to tap it in. It's UNC on the board first.
North Carolina 1-0. 4:26 to go in a fast one for the Tar Heels.
Is indeed Eye of Raw again. Just being that main playmaker, seeing him take control immediately on the defensive side, head onto offense so swiftly, break down the defense and edge tree there. We said he's kind of been that solid third, the rock of this team, and he showed it there.
I mean, it takes all 3 players to step up in a series like this, Jonas, to come away with a victory, and Clemson has gotten that from just about everybody, and North Carolina also proven to be really good. A big chance there, so does mechanics as I have Raw. Couldn't quite turn it home. North Carolina, nothing on the goal line.
Yeah, flipping into the reset, never an easy maneuver, being able to put it on target as well. Proving that, again, he is always a threat in the air, as we've seen been developed all throughout this series. Masao booms it away. Pasta looking to take control at the midfield. Did he get the reset? No, he did not. Eye of Raw will knock it away from Edge Tree. Back up field on the breakaway. No, we'll lose control, and it's Pasta who gets bumped off. He's trying to stay on and held his flip and finds the save.
North Carolina, 3.5 minutes away from surviving and advancing to the ACC tournament semifinal. Maybe we'll see a different roster go out in the field for that game with Pitt or Florida State if they somehow knock off an upset over Pittsburgh. But again, they play a 4-man roster, so who knows what roster we're going to get the next time we see this Tar Heel team play.
It will be interesting indeed to see, but this roster, this trio right here, has proved to be a very, very solid threat. And again, looking to get the job done here in 5. Past 3 minutes now, they're still holding on to the lead, looking for a chance to extend it. That's a great 50 from Beans. Looking to take out Barris, can't do so. Masao next in line, sneaks it past as Tree. Pasta there. A quick roller will tie it up for Clemson.
We figured eventually Clemson would get back into this game and tie things up. 1-1, 2:47 to go. And the Tigers back at equilibrium just before the halfway mark.
Yeah, Edge Tree just got a little bit too overexcited on that 50, kind of dove in with his teammate, got way too far up, and then the quick roller from Pasta was able to catch the defense out. North Carolina looking to try and get it right back. They do not want to leave this at a tie game for long. They want to get back out to that lead. They want to hold it. They want to stay in control. They do not want to give it to Clemson by any means.
Oh my. Rebound. Good. Barris 2-1.
And it's again Eye of Ra creating the opportunity, off ceiling, big challenge, won it straight into the crossbar, didn't get the double, doesn't matter. Barris is there to secure the Tar Heels back in the lead.
That was a beautiful read there for North Carolina. They get off the ceiling, they find the touch from Eye of Ra, finds the connection in midfield, now just beyond the halfway point. The Tar Heels gotta be feeling good about how things opened up in Game 5.
Absolutely. I mean, they still know it's close. They still know they can't get comfortable in this situation because Clemson are going to try and come clawing back into this one as they always seem to. They got to be rearing and ready. Their defense has to be ready to measure up to Clemson. Eye of Ra, big clearance off of Beans as well. Pasta will get it right back on the offensive side. Has Masao middle. Plenty of boost to work with. The pass coming in a little bit too hot. Eye of Ra immediately going back onto offense.
1:45 to go in Game 5, and it just feels like Clemson's kind of due for a goal, but also North Carolina's defense is due to hold off. But it just feels like, to me, we could see anything happen this last minute 30.
Oh, 100%. I mean, we could honestly see any of these teams really kind of just peak, or we could see any of them make a mistake, but it's going to be Clemson who just take advantage on the demo play. Masao rips it across, forces an awkward touch, demos Eye of Ra, and Beans a rocket from the side, and Clemson right back into equilibrium.
1:20, 80 seconds to go. Overtime starting to loom a little bit here in Game 5, and what better way to close the night with overtime in Game 5?
I mean, I wouldn't count on it. I could definitely see some late game heroics, but as you mentioned, a Game 5 overtime between these two teams, I think, would be the perfect way to cap it off. But both them gotta hold on for the final minute. Eye of Ra, big shot. Masao is there again. Has been that leader all around for Clemson tonight. Bumps Barris. He's still able to find a touch into the corner. Trying to get it back middle. Beans right back onto offense. Flies right by. Could be an opportunity for Eye of Ra.
44 seconds to go. Still level. Act 2, Masao on a breakaway. Barris left alone. Will find the save and turns it away to the corner. Just over 30 to play in Game 5. Now back for Eye of Ra. 50 boost to work with. Taking his sweet time. 30 to go. Back away in Clemson territory. Pasta on the demo. It's saved from Masao. Keeps Clemson alive.
Yeah, really bailed Pasta out there. Pasta made a big mistouch over his own net. Masao was there to tap it away. Final 15 here in regulation. Barris trying to escape, get on offense. Masao is there, and it's going to fall to Eye of Ra into the backboard. Beans is lurking, avoids the dunk. Back pass opportunity. No one has boost for North Carolina. This one might just drop. It's still alive in the UNC side. Pasta wins a big 50. Masao is up. Eye of Ra will collect. Will he just kill it?
North Carolina want to play this ball. Now Clemson back to UNC territory. Overtime in Game 5.
One goal will eliminate one team here in the ACC Conference Tournament. Who will it be? Edge-Tree immediately cutting things off in the midfield, trying to get the offense going. North Carolina, they're just hunting for their first CCS win versus Clemson.
Edge-Tree launching forward to Barris. Towards the backboard is broken up by Beans. A long clear downfield. North Carolina grateful Clemson had no one in the blue zone to overlook that clear. Now a miss there. Pasta one-on-one. Couldn't get that one to fall. 30 seconds into OT. Another block for Barris. Keeps UNC unscathed for now.
Yeah, North Carolina, they're looking a little bit stressed already in this overtime. They got to be staying fluid, staying relaxed. Don't want to give any of those open opportunities. Eye of Ra pops it up. Masao is there. Edge-Tree looking for the immediate challenge. It's still won by Masao. Barris goes right by. You can just see a little bit of panic on the defensive side for the Tar Heels.
Yeah, for those of you just tuning in or new to CCS, this is a 6th all-time meeting between North Carolina and Clemson in CCS. All 5 previous meetings finished in 4 games, 3-1 the result for Clemson. 5-0 against the Tar Heels. Now a goal away from their first ever win against Clemson.
Yeah, but Clemson, they are looking like the favorite in this OT. Barris has a beautiful touch, has the open look, no, misses wide. I think Pasta would have gotten back regardless, but a big opportunity just missed. I have Raw. Couldn't get the mid boost. A big 50 for Pasta. Barris up, Beans wins it into the corner. It's going to bounce middle. Edge tree is there. Back out to Eye of Raw through the corner. He's 15. Far side, Barris lurking. A minute 40 gone and no one been able to break through yet. Barris. Backboard, dropping down edge tree. He's going to have the next look. Shot is there. No, he misses wide.
Went for the flip reset, hoping he'd get enough power to get back to that ball, and Pasta Reader's attempt there. Immediately broken up by edge tree, keeping North Carolina in Clemson territory. Beat it for the win. Couldn't find a connection. Aya Raw back on target. Won't go. Masal will hold the line 2 minutes into overtime.
Masao has got 5 saves. All of Clemson have 11 saves combined in this game. The defensive work from the Tigers has been huge, but the offense getting a chance. No, Beans is taken off the pitch in a big demo. Masao looking to stir it back the other way. I have Raw immediately just ripping away that possession. Edge tree, his possession taken away by Beans. It's up to Masao towards the backboard. I have Raw. Big clear back out. Pasta's ready for it.
2.5, another half of Rocket League's been played in extra time without a goal. Now North Carolina in trouble. I am wrong.
No.
Can't get there. Clemson is moving on.
And Clemson take down the 3 seed. They're 6-0. Barrett just in a really awkward spot. Thought Pasta would go towards the corner. He went immediately on net. And North Carolina dropped their 6th meeting with Clemson. The Tigers have their number.
That they did, and wow. Able to call a game for Clemson there, Jonas, and Clemson move on. They hang on to survive in Game 5 overtime. They'll get the winner of Pittsburgh and Florida State.
Yeah, that'll be another fun one to see. We'll see if Clemson are going to be able to take the fight to Pitt. They did play Pitt in the regular season, and they got swept. It's not going to be easy for the Tigers to try and take on the Panthers, but anything can happen.
Anything can happen. Well, thank you guys for tuning in and watching tonight's quarterfinal action. We might see tomorrow, we might not. Tomorrow, for those of you who don't know, starts March Madness. We don't know if we'll be live tomorrow or not, but at some point later this week, you'll see us live with more quarterfinal action. We'll see you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in. Clemson defeats North Carolina in 5, and we'll move on. We'll see you guys later.